This just in, ladies and gentlemen, we have a report that the Trump administration is finally returning Kilmar Armondo Abrego Garcia to the United States, who they allege is a gang member, and who they allege has illegally, supposedly transported illegal migrants. This is either a total corruption case, just like all the others, or they're abusing their power. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, F you Pam Bondi, F you Taco Boy, F you Tom Homan. Let's get to this brand new reporting by MSNBC.
Hi there, everybody. It's 4 o'clock in New York. We come on the air with breaking news. A federal grand jury has indicted Kilmar Abrego Garcia. He is the Maryland man and Salvadoran national who was deported by the Trump administration in violation of a court order. He is now being charged with 2 counts: conspiracy to unlawfully transport illegal aliens for financial gains and unlawful transportation of illegal aliens for financial gains. That is according to a copy of the indictment obtained by NBC News. Other news organizations are also reporting that Abrego Garcia is returning home to the United States to face those 2 charges. We should note NBC News has not confirmed that piece of the report. An attorney for Kilmar Abrego Garcia is reacting to the reporting by saying this, quote, "The government disappeared Kilmar to a foreign prison in violation of a court order. Now, after months of delay and secrecy, they are bringing him back, not to correct their error, but to prosecute him. This shows that they were playing games with the court all along. Due process means the chance to defend yourself before you are punished, not after. This is an abuse of power, not justice. The government should put him on trial, yes, but in front of the same immigration judge who heard his case in 2019, which is the ordinary manner of doing things, to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador as the Supreme Court ordered." Any moment now, Attorney General Pam Bondi will hold a press conference. We actually can confirm now that he has landed in the United States. So knowing that, we are going to listen in to Pam Bondi for a minute.
Conspiracy to commit alien smuggling in violation of Title 8 U.S.C. 1324. We want to thank President Bukele for agreeing to return Abrego Garcia to the United States. Our government presented El Salvador with an arrest warrant, and they agreed to return him to our country. We're grateful to President Bukele for agreeing to return him to our country to face these very serious charges. This is what American justice looks like. Upon completion of his sentence, we anticipate he will be returned to his home country of El Salvador. The grand jury found that over the past 9 years, Abrego Garcia has played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring. They found this was his full-time job, not a contractor. He was a smuggler of humans and children and women. He made over 100 trips, the grand jury found, smuggling people throughout our country. MS-13 members, violent gang, terrorist organization members throughout our country. Thousands of illegal aliens were smuggled. This is especially disturbing because Abrego Garcia is also alleged with transporting minor children. The defendant traded the innocence of minor children for...
As I said, she's either complicit in framing people, just like Judge Hannah C. Duggan of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who's a a county circuit judge that they unlawfully, illegally arrested. Let's get back to the video and legal breaking reporting.
Or profit. There are even more disturbing facts that the grand jury uncovered. It is alleged this defendant is part of the same...
You mean the grand jury that you guys are supposedly making up? They probably even briefly wrote in the charges, just like they did with Judge Hannah C. Duggan.
Smuggling ring responsible for the death of more than 50 migrants in 2021 after the tractor trailer overturned in Mexico. This is part of that same ring. The defendant abused undocumented alien females, according to co-conspirators who were under his control while transporting them throughout our country. This defendant trafficked firearms and narcotics throughout our country on multiple occasions. They were using...
No, he did not. This is total corruption right here and abuse of power.
Vehicles, SUVs, with added seats in the back, floors that had been ripped out, guns, narcotics, children, women, MS-13 members. That is what the grand jury found. A co-conspirator alleged that the defendant solicited nude photographs and videos of a minor. A co-conspirator also alleges the defendant played a role in the murder of a rival gang member's mother. These facts demonstrate Abrego Garcia is a danger to our community. We want to thank the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, our state and local partners, our acting U.S. Attorney Robert McGuire, and prosecutors from the Joint Task Force Vulcan. Questions?
Attorney General.
If he is so much committed these crimes, then why did you guys illegally deport him in violation of the court order? The 2019 court order that you guys violated. You guys are still in violation because of you guys not bringing him back to correct your guys' error. Therefore, I hope that Judge Policini has FBI agents at the courthouse to arrest Pam Bondi for being complicit in this illegal act.
The traffic stop that we've seen video of from Tennessee, where Abrego Garcia was first identified by.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I watched that video that the Associated Press posted. He did not have anybody. It did not detail anybody that, or any evidence, that Pam Bondi is alleging.
The local authorities at the time, the Homeland Security Department declined to take custody of him. What has happened in between that time and in between the time that the government has been arguing that he was not returnable from El Salvador? What has happened since in this investigation that brought you here?
Yes, the question was in 2021, there was the traffic stop. And what has changed since then? What has changed is Donald Trump is now president of the United States and our borders are again secure.
There you go. Donald Trump is the president of the United States. A corrupt POS.
And thanks to the bright light that has been shined on Abrego Garcia, this investigation continued with actually amazing...
By bright light, ladies and gentlemen, the dumbass broad thinks that it's a bright light. It was actually a dark light. Their dark light.
Police work, and we were able to track this case and stop this international smuggling ring from continuing.
These were recently found facts, right?
Yes, okay. Recently found facts.
The Lulu.
At that point, can you just explain when this investigation was opened? The investigation in Tennessee, can you say when that investigation was opened?
Well, the grand jury indicted on May 21st. This investigation has been ongoing.
This case has been...
If the grand jury so indicted him on the 21st, then why hasn't he been returned then? Why is it now he is being returned?
Hotly debated here in Washington. In your mind, does this resolve that issue in terms of his deportation? And should this be seen in any way as complying with the judge's order to return him to the U.S. and the Supreme Court ruling that the U.S. government should facilitate his return?
Well, there's a big difference between...
He was asking her, yet this POS steps in right here.
The state of play was before the indictment and after the indictment. And so the reason why he is back and was returned was because there's an arrest warrant, which was presented to the government in El Salvador. So there's a big difference there. As far as whether it makes the ongoing litigation in Maryland moot, I would think so, but we don't know about this. He just landed today.
The United States isn't a country, it's a corporation. All of the 50 states across North America are countries, as well as franchise corporations of the U.S. government corporation. All the difference lies in whether the name of the said state or entity is in cap.
Jake, CBS.
I just want to confirm what you said earlier, that you're intending to prosecute him and keep him in an American prison if he's found guilty, and then would remove him after his sentence is over.
Correct. Yes, he will be prosecuted in our country, sentenced in our country if convicted, and then returned after completion of his sentence.
Last one, Sadie, Wall Street Journal.
Okay. I have two. One's on topic, one's off topic. Maybe I misunderstood you, but you were mentioning, that he had some involvement in a murder, or was connected to groups that had, involved with this other smuggling ring. But to be clear, the only charges he's facing right now are the, human smuggling charges. Just that's the one offense. But the other things that you have talked about are not actually in the indictment?
No, co-conspirators allege that, and we were clear to say that. He is charged with, it's not only very serious...
Co-conspirators. Really? Really? Unbelievable.
Charges of alien smuggling. And again, there were children involved in that. Human trafficking, not only in our country, but in our world is...
What's funny is that there were no children in the car that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was stopped in.
very, very real. It's very dangerous. And as you saw recently in Virginia, the arrest we made of the MS-13 member, unrelated to this, we learned at that press conference, that's where they bring young children into our country and they start grooming them at middle school age to become MS-13 full-fledged members, commit violent crimes throughout our country. It is highly organized. It is very dangerous.
This is total bullshit. She cannot make arrests unless that government agrees.
They are living throughout our country, but no more, because they are being arrested, they are being prosecuted, and being convicted and deported when appropriate. That's all for today. Thank you.
Total bullshit. Total bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. This, again, still does not change the fact that Pam Bondi and the Trump administration and the El Salvadoran government are complicit in his illegal deportation. Therefore, they all are in violation still of the court order regardless. That is going to do it for this legal breaking reporting and video analysis update, ladies and gentlemen. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting and video analysis update on Kilmar Armondo Abrego Garcia, the 29-year-old Salvadorian citizen who was rightfully, legally, constitutionally, and lawfully living in Maryland with his wife Jennifer and their children. Firstly, if you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting, please firstly like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, if you want to make sure you're always up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please secondly, hit the bell icon as well as the all notifications option. The bell icon is located directly beneath the screen here on the right hand side of the subscribe button. Thirdly, if you guys also want to make sure that you guys are always up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please follow me on my social media. That'll be linked down below in the video description below here, below the screen. Fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 170 plus subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm saying 170 plus subscribers is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 170 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we reach and achieve the goal of 170 subscribers. Fifthly, ladies and gentlemen, please stay positive. And please stay safe. And know that justice will prevail eventually correctly on the correct side of the law, despite Donald Trump and his illegal, unconstitutional regime and administration's illegal, unconstitutional executive orders, actions, and illegal behaviors. And always look for the points of light in today's unfortunate, illegal, induced darkness caused by the illegal, unconstitutional Trump administration, Trump regime. And as always, I will talk to you guys in the next legal breaking reporting and video analysis update video.